My name is Shaun Overton, and I'm turning this into a desert forest. Good morning, y'all. I am sitting in the truck hiding from the remnants of Tropical Storm Harvey. I had a solid amount of rain yesterday. Today's rain is the bulk of the rain, but it's been totally different. Instead of coming as a giant downpour and leading to immediate flooding, it has been coming down slow and steady since about 4 in the morning. Right now, we're at an inch of rain for the day. And the reason I just now turned on the camera is that I'm starting to see the sheeting and the bathtubs filling up. So I'm gonna see if the water down near the check dams is starting to fill up and hopefully take you on a tour to see how far it goes. I'm really glad I'm here to see this because there's not too much water coming through here. You can see the water flowing and starting to come across, but for the most part, it's actually soaking up here and it's backed up. It hasn't actually started to flow across the next check dam. What is flowing is that the water is coming off this hillside where the road is, and that is the reason that this side bank keeps washing out, not because of the main water channel, which I thought is there, but it's because the road itself is directing all the water and forcing it to wash out. So let's, last time we stopped there at the little Miyawaki forest, and that seems to just be in the absolute perfect spot. The water is right next to it without totally flooding everything. I think Diane just did a perfect job selecting that. But now, it's going to be easier to walk down this west face. We'll be able to see some bathtubs. Let's get a sense for how the check dams are doing. That tire is going to be used as a planter box. These are doing their job. So a little bit of water. Oh, that got knocked over. How? How did that get knocked over? There hasn't been any water. Well, let's fix this. I'm going to set this on the hillside. I'm also a little leery of making check dams in sandals, but I learned from yesterday wearing boots that they're just going to get absolutely sopping wet. There we go. Okay, there's the next check dam. Not too much backing up behind it. Wonder if there's something we can do. Oh. Alright, so here's where it's flowing through. Got water flowing out the bottom. If you have comments about how it might do a better job plugging up the bottom, maybe we should be using geotextile fabrics or weed mats or something just to prevent that bottom from washing out. Leave a comment, let me know. This is where most of the water is actually flowing, and we don't want it washing out that bank. There we go. Get some silt in there, some gravel. There we go. That seems to be doing a pretty good job of getting it plugged up. Let's watch and see how it adapts. It's going to keep carving out that bank if I leave it alone. That's way better. That one's eroding the bank, so we're gonna fix this. Now this check dam's not doing much because the rain washed it out. It's washing out the bank. And that is absolutely not what we need. Let's get this. There we go. Okay, that's starting to back up better. Stick you in there. Yeah, these need to be a lot more tight. All right. This is so helpful to watch. There we go. Now you can see it's really starting to back flood. Okay, then you go back up here. It's tempting to keep walking downhill, but it's going to do the most good to catch water as high up as possible. Okay, let's get in the stream here and just start plugging this with sediment. Finding all sorts of good rocks, just grabbing with my fingers and going in. I was hoping to get some more of this loose gravel. But, you can already see the water level rising here, which is great. And hopefully some sediment really starts to get stuck. And we'll plug the dam for me. And then all this organic matter that everybody's mentioned will hopefully get trapped, just like that little stick that I left there. Check this guy. Can add a little bit more water here. There's a good space source. There we go, that's okay. Nice and high, because we definitely don't want the bank eroding. Put some of these little guys down here. Preferably this stuff that's already in the bank, or in the bed. And ideally, we want the water flowing over this and not through the bottom. I remember when I was a kid and I was 9 and I would go play in a pond behind my house and basically do the same thing with flowing water. This is bringing back some memories. Except now I'm doing it for a reason. And it's crazy to see all that flow in Oxford Canyon, and both Cottonwood Canyon and the Central Wash, they don't look like they're flowing at all. So, I mean, I certainly understand how that's possible theoretically, because it's not how much it rains here, it's how much it rains up there and where it rains. So maybe there is a pecking order that Oxford Canyon's going to flow first, and then Cottonwood, and then the Central Wash. I don't exactly know how it works. If you're a hydrologist or a civil engineer and you know how to figure that out, it's not absolutely critical, but it'd be really nice to know. I still probably have just a couple hours to kill. I'm absolutely stuck here. Those floodwaters are super dangerous, and you have to be a moron to try to cross that. So I'm not doing anything until that canyon is well, not bone dry, but until there's no flowing water. And I have all the food and water I need. My ice chest still has like a quarter of it full of ice, although I drained the water thinking I was leaving. And then I have a lot of jerky that I always come out here with for this reason. I have probably 3 days worth of food where if I need to stay here for an extended period, I can. Obviously don't want to. I would like to go see my wife and kids because I've been here a week. But you know, this is also part of the process when you know you're coming out here and it's going to rain heavy. I knew there was a decent chance this would happen, and it's happening. I stopped at camp to make a coffee because I'm deciding what I want to do next. Probably just going to eat lunch, and then I'll go check on the canyon and see if I can leave. If I'm stuck, I'll go fix the check dams. But I thought this is pretty interesting. Is I have this billboard covering my my trailer to keep the sun from wearing it, and that's how deep the water is. Or if you look over where I have this tire, and granted, it's not just the tire, but I mean, Like, that's a lot of water. That is a lot of water. Which is great because now I can use this water to do a really good rinse of my French press, which I normally am very judicious with the water, but now since this is just going to evaporate, I can put some dish soap on there and get it real nice and clean. The water level's starting to back up now. Okay. Yeah, I'm learning instead of a pile of rocks, it's more about making sure that you pile them in a way that you get a really good, well, not a seal, but something approximating a seal. Because having all these rocks spread out is probably doing more good. Hey, all right. Now we're starting to get more of the flow, and we can see now where the road needs to be addressed, and this is where I wanted it to flow. But I don't think all these things are in the right spots. So this is basically doing its job. This is more for preventing a road washout than it is getting the road to flood, although honestly, I would really like to see the road flood. This road flood, but it's not a big deal. Now I've got water flowing down. We're coming down here. We're not eroding the bank, which is good. Pardon me for a second. I need 2 hands for that one. That guy's job is to protect the bank. Okay, so we really start to succeed. You know, this worked out very conveniently with me being able to work on the check dams upstream yesterday and then these check dams today. It's very convenient. I just feel good about how they're performing and that I'm able to be here right now working on them. Okay. And the reason this is a good idea, or at least helping, I believe, is that it can slow the water down, the water that's trickling through the dam, enough so that the sediment that's in the water can hopefully settle, and that I let the rainwater plug the holes in the dam. It's bringing the plugging material. I just need to slow it down enough that it can set. There we go. That's certainly way better. Not gonna lie, the rock stacking is fun and cool and all, and I told you how it reminds me of being a kid. The fun part though is that I feel like I'm talking to somebody, but in reality, I'm in the desert all by myself, talking to no one. Just gonna step in the bank. That's backed up nicely. This looks like none of the sediment is catching. All I'm doing here is just trying to get this water to raise up, because it's not going to take long for the sediment to really start dropping out of the water. Basically just need it to hold for this rain event, and then it'll start reinforcing itself, I believe. Oh my god, I love that sound. Oh, how beautiful. I'm so happy. I can't tell you how weird it is to listen to trickling water out here. I'm just gonna enjoy it. Okay, we got a little bit. Let's go see if the flow is slowing down. I would imagine it should be. I don't think that was there a minute ago. Whoa! Yeah, I haven't seen this one yet. Obviously, this one's a favorite. Look at all that. This is just to give me an idea. This is past the property line. This is owned by the state of Texas. So I just wanted to get an idea for how much is flowing. Not too much more. I think we'll see just enough. It really depends on the infiltration rate, because that water might well soak into the soil faster than this little trickle is gonna make it to the forest. So I'm gonna run back up the hill over there. I'll just check the forest the Miyawaki forest real quick, see how it's doing. If I don't think the water's gonna fill it up, which is fine, it's all in the soil uphill, it'll make it there eventually for really the next year. It'll take that long for that water to run through the subsurface. So probably not where the roots can get it, but it's gonna help. Yeah. I really don't think that's gonna make it. Let's run over to the canyon and see if I can get you some interesting flood footage. So I was getting ready to leave, and then I drove up on this. And I really don't want to get too close to that bank because it's saturated and landslides do happen, as you can see there. So I'm not going to hang out here very long. But that water is way too fast for me to even think about crossing. So I'm likely stuck here for a couple hours.